Hello and welcome to the Father and Son Pastime Podcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin. How are you?
That's my dad, everyone. Dad, this is our 7th in a row video.
Yeah.
It's been a long day here at the lovely studio we film in for the
Yes.
Father and Son Pastime Podcast.
Somewhere in Maryland.
An undisclosed location.
That's right. In a bunker.
So we're a little loopy already. If you haven't ever recorded yourself this many times in a row, it gets a little silly. But we're still going to finish that, our offseason outlook series. We're going to finish with the AL West. We're going to talk first about the AL champions, the Houston Astros, and then work down from there. The Astros, Dad, I think are going to lose Correa.
Yeah. I think he wants out, and they're kind of like making plans to replace him as we speak. So I'm thinking he'll be a very wealthy man. But a phenomenal athlete, being his size, his mobility. He'll be a star wherever he goes.
Yeah.
But, then all of a sudden that's a big piece to replace and all that stuff. It might, hurt that team. But as we saw in the playoffs and the World Series, they have a talented team of a bunch of guys that can hit. Bregman was a shortstop in college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's at third base.
I agree,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that along the way, there might be some choices along the way and all that stuff. But the Astros, with the talent they have, with the young pitching they have, and just adding Verlander, they're still going to be a force to reckon with.
Again, I was talking about this in, I think it was a season recap episode, where this team is still the best in baseball. 5
great outfield,
5 World Series in 5 years. Or no, sorry, 5 straight playoff appearances, 3 World Series in 5 years.
Correct.
5 playoff appearances straight, 3 World Series in those 5 years, 1 championship. A lot of odds. But yeah, no one else. I mean, that's consistent domination, consistently going to the playoffs. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to the World Series every other year, 17, 19, and 21.
Yeah.
Best in the AL 3 out of 5 years. I mean, that's a great team. Yeah, you're losing a couple people. I don't think they're going to re-sign Greinke, and I don't think they'll re-sign Correa. They re-signed Verlander. They're keeping Gurriel. That makes a lot of sense. And they just signed today. We're recording this again on the 27th. Hector Neris just got signed.
Within minutes.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. We had to do a little pause and be like, we got to update some stuff.
Yeah.
But Hector Neris is drastically going to improve their bullpen, which was already really good.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
they did a nice job in the playoffs and World Series because some of our starters only lasted the first or second inning.
Yeah.
So, that was some pretty impressive stuff.
I think Neris really replaces Kendall Graveman, who also got signed to a different team. But yeah, if you Phil Maton, who they got that mid-season trade with Cleveland, I think is a really good pitcher. I think there's nothing but upside with Verlander coming back as the ace, and I think he looks great. McCullers should be healthy by spring.
Yes.
Then you got Valdez and Garcia, Odorizzi, Urquidy.
Yeah.
You got a pitching staff.
Yeah.
You got a scary pitching staff.
And they picked up so much experience going through the playoffs and everything. For young guys, sub 25 and everything else, you're like, man, did you learn a lot?
Yeah.
So I think, and Dusty being a manager again, I think Dusty's a really good manager for that team.
Yeah, he is.
He's a cool 70, as he says.
I think the Astros aren't going to be linked to a lot of big names after because their payroll's kind of high at this point with re-signing Verlander. They'll probably get some filler for a shortstop. It's not going to be a big name. But yeah, I mean, Houston is still poised to dominate. I think that Jose Siri could be a nice outfield/center field piece for them for the future.
Very athletic.
Looked really good in the short playoff appearances he had.
Yeah.
Impressive. Yordan Alvarez is still the next David Ortiz DH-wise. Big man.
Mm-hmm.
And they still got most of their core together outside Correa. So if they can kind of, figure out who steps up offensively. I mean, Brantley and Tucker.
Yeah, strong right fielder.
Kyle Tucker, man. If he can repeat his year, if Bregman and Gurriel continue to hit, they're still a playoff team.
Yeah, pitching's going to be their strength, I think.
Yeah.
So, and when pitching's your strength, you do well.
Yeah.
So I think
agree.
Yeah, I think they look for him again in the playoffs.
Let's talk about one of the other. There's 3 A teams all the way out there. But let's talk about the A's, the Athletics. Athletics are an interesting team right now, Dad, because they've been linked to shedding some payroll, which is always tough for Oakland.
Yep.
Billy Beane's team is gonna constantly go through the ups and downs. They're looking to trade Matt Olson versus Chapman. I think that makes a little bit more sense. I think Chapman's a better third baseman than Olson is you could probably find another first baseman.
Yeah, you hate for that team to break up because they were good. They made a push,
Yep.
but then all of a sudden they didn't have the greatest second half, and towards the end they really didn't do well.
Yeah.
They made moves at the deadline, but they didn't pan out. And I think a lot of things caught up with them, in the last month of the season because they were right there in the thick of things for a wild card place as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think they might go down a notch or two.
Their big hole right now is catcher, unless they fill that internally with some rookie. I could see them going after like a Jan Gomes or something like that. That's a big need for them. They already lost Mark Canha and Starlin Marte to the Mets. Interestingly, the same team.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy, Jed Lowry, Josh Harrison, Andrew Chafin, Cam Bedrock Bedrosian, Jake Diekman, and one of the best relievers in the game, in my opinion, Hugh Petit, are all gone. They're losing a lot. And they aren't going to have a lot of money to fill some of those gaps. Are they going to trade Bassett or Manea or Irvin? I mean, are they going to Montes? Are they going to trade some of these people with Olsen to free up some salary?
And if they do, they're going to go downhill in that division. Because, again, I think there's going to be a couple teams that are going to get themselves better in that division. And they lost their manager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so that's a big. He was a good manager.
He went to San Diego.
He did.
Yeah.
And Bob Melvin did a great job in that place. He was credited for a lot of their winning ways, and now they don't have them. So there's a lot of things that happen to the A's that are not in the positive vein.
No, and I think, in addition to saving money with the team, not paying a manager so much money is also going to help them save money. So that's a tough way to shed salary.
It is. It is very tough.
Tough for fans too.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Oakland, you get your championship one day. I don't know when that'll be.
Yeah.
Let's move on to LA. If you recall last year and you really watch our podcast, I had high hopes for the Angels with Fowler, who immediately got injured, Trout, who then got injured. Ohtani was still the MVP. There were still highlight marks. But they've already been really active this offseason, Dad. I mean, they signed Noah Syndergaard, and they got Aaron Loop of the New York Mets.
And they're not done yet.
They're definitely not done yet.
Yeah.
I think they can upgrade second or short. I would say shortstop. I think Fletcher's a better second baseman.
I think they have their sights on a shortstop that has connections with Joe Madden.
We might have a very similar top 50 free agent predictions. I still don't think they're done yet with pitching either. I think they'll go get another pitcher, and they need bullpen as well.
I think they know that the gap can be, closed in a little bit, and the big thing is Trout coming back.
Healthy.
Yes, and they're all saying, hey, you know what, we got Ohtani, we got Trout, we need some more pieces, but we get a little more offense, and we get a little more pitching, we're there. And I'm thinking they're going to go for it this year.
Same. And if Anthony Rendon can hit like he did on the Nats, very similar to Chris Bryant a couple years ago, maybe these third basemen can start hitting again. I think that would be great for them. But Los Angeles is losing a lot, and maybe one person might stay. Everyone else is gone. Alex Cobb, Jose Iglesias. I know he was more at Boston, but I'm still counting him as a loss. Kurt Suzuki, Dexter Fowler, Rocio Iglesias, Dylan Bundy, Juan Lagares, Steve Shesrick. I think that's how you say his name. It's a tough name. That's way tougher. That guy, Steve, from Blue's Clues, they're all gone. The only person that they could re-sign is Iglesias, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to give him a draft pick out of it. Loop being signed also closes the door on maybe some of those bullpen names. We'll see. They have a lot of payroll in Ohtani and in Trout and Upton and Rendon.
Yep.
And Syndergaard now, too. So we'll see how much money's there, but they need to compete not only in that division, but with the city of L.A. and the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think that they can stretch a little bit more. The owner wants a winner. I think he's tired of being the story on page 2 in the sports section compared to the Dodgers. So I think he wants to get to the front page, and I think he'll make that happen. I mean, you think if the stars on that team all have great years same time, you got a pretty good club. And I think they will add. And then this is Joe Madden's final year on this contract. They might do something to try to make him do that. Joe might be done after this year. Who knows? But all the pieces are together. Right now, he's got some talent to work with.
It's about it all coming together. There's a lot of teams this year where does it all click? And I hope it clicks for the Angels.
Yeah.
Mariners were one of the best surprises. Shout out to my shirt. Were one of the best surprises of 2021 season.
Yeah.
With that press conference that started in 2021 with him going, yeah, we're going to, trade.
I know.
We're not going to re-sign Seager. This guy and his translator, I know he speaks English, did not bode well for a season. And then
he let some secrets out about MLB that wasn't good.
Right, and which I'm sure will happen for the CBA.
Yep.
But overall, shockingly positive year for Seattle. Really great stories.
Because they didn't start out well.
No.
I mean, they improved as the year went on.
And they already just traded for a starting
good
second
manager,
baseman.
too, by the way.
Yeah, they just got Frazier, Adam Frazier from then San Diego, I guess, to be their starting second baseman. Lewis will be back. They're starting center fielder. I think Kelenic could move to a corner, or Lewis could, I guess. Toro, the Abraham Toro, who they got from Houston, probably going to be their starting third baseman. He's pretty decent. They lost Kyle Seager and Kikuchi. I think they'll get Kikuchi back. Seager's not going to be re-signed, I don't think. Still need probably another pitcher, maybe. You're a bullpen piece. A bat, maybe, but they have some pieces here in Seattle where they could also make a run. They just also got to figure it out. Chris Flexen, what a great pitcher. Hopefully he has a repeat year in 2022.
Yeah. And you always seem to do well with players come over from Asia.
Yeah.
And there's a couple that need to be posted and everything.
Yeah.
That'll probably be in the run for those players as well.
Yeah, I would definitely expect them to be linked to anyone with the last name Suzuki after getting so lucky with Ichiro. I don't know if they need him, though, because their outfield is pretty packed.
Yeah.
But Seattle...
But he likes to trade.
Yeah. Seattle looks to make a run. I think Athletics, so far, is the only team that's going to underperform. Rangers, they got to go up from here. There's really no way up but up.
They just need talent.
They need talent. They lost a little pieces. Jordan Lyles maybe is the biggest name they lost. But they have money. They have a new stadium. They need a third baseman or a shortstop, depending where the new flying Hawaiian wants to go. And corner outfielders, left field, right field, need some pitching. And probably all the contracts are going to be for multiple years. I don't expect them to sign any one-year contract pieces. They want to build for the future. We'll see what they come up with. It's not a strong team. It's definitely the weakest team right now in the West. Add 2 or 3 names, maybe becomes a little stronger. I still think the Rangers are 5th next year in the West. But again, 2023, 2024, they can start building with free agents this year.
Oh, I agree. I think they're another team that is a big market team. They need to invest in a team, new stadium, get a fan base going. They have the money to, move forward. They just have to do it. And I think your point is great with the 1 or 2 year contracts because you're not going to go long term with a team that is in the basement. They're going to go, okay, wait till they get better, then I'll sign long term. But right now I'm going to do something with a contending team because you all want to make the playoffs and everything else. Yeah. The Rangers are not a playoff team.
No, the Rangers are not a playoff team. I still think dead last, but better than last year. And hopefully they give the fans something exciting about it. I think Globe Life Park or whatever it's now called. A lot of placement changing. The standings that ended with 2021 will not be the standings that end 2022. Houston's still poised to be the best in that division. Mariners and Angels creeping up. Maybe one of them makes a wild card berth. We shall see.
I like the Angels. I think
I like the Angels too.
I like the way they're maneuvering, and I think they're going to add a couple more pieces. I think they're going all in.
We'll see, and we'll see how much money they have because it's already getting up there financially. If they can get rid of Upton somehow or maybe trade Joe Adell, because that Marsh guy, fantastic. He's got to be a starter. If Trout's your center fielder for opening day, Marsh is either left or right. And some people think Marsh might be a better center fielder right now than Trout.
Wow.
Due to his youth. He's about 9-10 years younger than Mike. So we'll see what happens. But Brandon Marsh will be a starter in that lineup opening day. Just got to find what position in the outfield.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes our offseason Outlook series. We're going to take a much-needed break. Not that this will matter in the upload of videos. And then we'll get into the top 50 free agent predictions. We'll probably do 25 and 25 to break it up a little easier. Dad, anything to close out the AL West?
You know what? I'm excited for next year's baseball. I hope that it starts on time. I hope spring training starts on time. But I think now, like we talked about before, baseball is increasing in popularity again. There's people that are talking about baseball. I think the playoffs last year in the World Series did a lot for baseball, and it was exciting brand. And I think that will carry over to next year. A lot of young stars, like Patrick was mentioning. So even the people that may not have been baseball, fans, get attached to these young guys moving through the system and go, hey, he's the next Derek Jeter, or whoever your favorite is, and then that will increase the fan base for the youth.
Yeah, I mean that's how. If we rewind the clock about 25 years, that's how I got into baseball. I loved Pokey Reese, and then I got attached to the Red Sox. That he could have been when I was into baseball. Pokey Reese was, if it was just a little earlier, could have been the Reds. I could have been a fan of, or the Pirates. But it just happened to be when I was watching baseball. This is the guy I fell in love with, and then fell in love with the team. That's how it happens for kids. You love Ohtani, you love Trout, you love Brandon Marsh. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of great names to get excited about. And honestly,
Bobby Witt,
Adley Rushman, I think these people have the ability. That's why I think Wander Franco got such an extension, because, hey, we want our kids in Tampa and in Florida to get attached to the shortstop. He's going to be here for the next decade, so make him a part of your life. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Hopefully that is a trend that continues in baseball, and we can see people being a franchise player rather than a new team every year like Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, the thing with Franco, well, you're paying him for the next 11 years. 5 years from now will be a bargain compared to what they do now.
Sure.
So, they did it for the long haul, and it's probably smart to say, okay, economically, we may be a great investment for 11 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to take that break. Thank you for watching, and again, give us your thoughts and comments below. If you disagree, or you agree, you're like, wow, these guys are smart, they should be on ESPN, send them a link. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.